Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show. And today we're asking the question, or we're answering the question, I should say, what's next after yesterday's incredible announcement from the current administration? If you missed that, we're going to cover that in a moment and a whole bunch more. Before we do that, smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to more people, and of course does help support the channel. And if you're new watching the show, welcome. Smash that subscribe button and you'll get these daily updates. So of course, if you missed the news yesterday, the huge news of course was that the current administration had decided that Bitcoin and crypto could be added to 401ks. And so Charles Edwards here says this is incredible. It just untapped a huge liquidity boost. You can see all of the percentage of money that is locked up in 401ks at the moment. However, I would say to this that historically, when the bear market comes, which historically could happen and usually has happened sometime between September and December and the end of the year. Last cycle, it happened in November. So you can see how we could be at the end or near the end, that altcoins generally drop over 90%. And so I don't know if you'd want to have that in your 401k, and Bitcoin historically has dropped around 80%. Now, there are people that are stating that Bitcoin won't drop as much. It could only drop 30 or 40 or 50%, and that some altcoins won't drop as much. However, we have to go based off what we know and what the risk is there. So I'm not too sure how many people are going to want to do this right now, but I could see it as something once we confirm that we are going to have some kind of a super cycle, that maybe Bitcoin is going to track more with the stock market, that with some of these tokens like Solana and Sui and Tau and others might possibly have ETFs and be traded on the stock market as well. And possibly some altcoins may not have as big a drop off there. There are just so many unknowns, and I just think we have to be prepared for whatever scenario or circumstance might come our way. But for me, I wouldn't be as keen to throw in a whole bunch of crypto in a 401k at this point, but maybe in the future. So I think it's great potential, but I'm just wondering how much really this is a bullish event for the near to short or medium term, especially if we do have a drop off as usual. And of course, most altcoins haven't even gotten above their December highs. They're well down from their December highs. Only a few have busted above their December highs. So that's also concerning as well. So take this with a grain of salt. Yes, it's great. Yes, it's bullish for the future, maybe much further down the track. And if we do start to go into January and February next year and the cycle is still continuing, then a stronger case could be made to start to include cryptos in the 401ks. Crypto is such a young asset, so I think the risk there is high. But let's jump over to the charts and talk about Bitcoin. And of course, this was the pump. We were coming down. We were below the 9 EMA on the daily. We were also below the 20 EMA on the daily as well. We'd done a full Bart Simpson. There's the Bart Simpson pattern that I'd warned everybody about. We'd found support on the 50-day moving average. The Tribal Trades indicator, it gave you entry before the news even broke out. Absolutely incredible there. That's an early indicator. You can see how accurate it's been. I was just showing someone the other day, literally just buying when the green dot fired off and selling, or the green arrow, and then selling off when there was a red, when there was a bearish pattern. A bearish signal could just be a fairly easy strategy for making money there. And that's why we teach all the strategies in the Tribal Trades Discord. We trade off the daily time frame for the medium swing traders that you may have a 9-to-5 job and you may not be able to babysit your trades. These trades generally play out between 3 and 10 days. You have the weekly time frame traders for more the longer term investors, and when we have the more intraday day traders for the 15-minute and the 1 hour time frame there. There's something for everybody to, this indicator works on any time frame that there is. So we are experiencing a little bit of a pullback there. You can see we came into where we broke down from. So often when you have a big breakdown like that, quite often there's a V-shaped recovery and it will come back to where you broke down from. And initially you found that there has been some kind of resistance there. And so what we'll want to see is if this does come down further, the line in the sand again, as always, is going to be the 20 EMA on the daily at 115,850 and the 9 EMA on the daily at 115,400. It needs to hold those levels. It was to break back below that today or over the weekend, I would consider that to be bearish because then we just have a lower high. So I'm not getting too excited because this pump was a news-driven event and this could just be a bit of a buy the rumor and then sell the news. So the rumor was that he was going to sign it. He then did last night sign that. And then, of course, we've seen a little bit of a sell-off. So just being cautious there on these trades for Bitcoin. But while we're above the 9 EMA, we are bullish. While we are below it, it's more of a bearish situation there. Now, also historically, of course, as you would have seen as I posted on Twitter, or X, I should say, because historically in a post-halving year, which is the year after the halving, 2025 is a post-halving year, August has generally been green. And historically, the low of August has historically come in earlier in the month. The average actually for all August is the 12th there, and the average for just a post-halving year is the 7th. Now, of course, we came down and made this low here for Bitcoin, what was that, August the 3rd. So if that ends up being the low, that could end up being for the low for the month. And then we might just stay above that for August. And then, of course, September is historically the worst month for Bitcoin, crypto, and stocks. That's why they call it Rectember. So I would expect the same at some point there. We could see some more upside here. But if history plays out, then this could quite possibly be the low for August. But just remember, the low for all August on average was about the 12th, and for post-halving years, about the 7th. History doesn't always repeat, but it often rhymes. Either way, I'm prepared because if we drop below the 9, it's time to go short. Above it, it's time to go long. It's a very, very simple strategy that I teach in the Tribal Trades Discord. Let's have a look at some other metrics here. We also have total 2, which is the total altcoin market, and that absolutely took off on the news as well. Although I think it's more bullish for Bitcoin because I think it's more likely for people to put an asset, for example, and this is no shade on Ethereum, but in 2021, Ethereum was a lot higher. It was about $4,600, and it's not even over $4,000 4 years later, whereas Bitcoin has again shown its strength and not quite doubled in price, but from 69,000 in 2021 up to 120 odd thousand, not quite doubled in price, but pretty close. It has shown more strength and more resilience year after year, cycle after cycle. That would be the more likely beneficiary of the 401k, especially when altcoins tend to lose an incredible amount of value in the crypto bear market, okay? But as you can see, again, the same thing here. We broke back up. Again, the Tribal Trades indicator, one indicator to rule them all. It gave you where to get out of your altcoins. It's given you where to get in your altcoins as well. Absolutely incredible. It called it exactly there, and you can see there it is again. There it is again, giving you absolutely incredible entries there. And of course, that's not all that I look at. There's a lot more that I teach in the Tribal Trades Discord there. That's total 2. And of course, we're going to see UST dominance is probably looking down, which is good, below the 9 EMA. Is of course bullish for altcoins. Of course, we don't want to create a higher low there and come up and make a higher high. So we just want this to continue drop to the downside, but let's enjoy it while it's there. It could be short-lived. I am keeping an eye on these levels, and this is what people ask all the time. They're like, oh, where are we going? How long will this pump? And again, look, Bitcoin dominance has come back to the 50-week moving average there, okay? It's come back to the 50-week moving average, We have to break below this. Otherwise, this altcoin little run that we have is going to finish and it's going to pop back up again. And all that ends up happening there is we're creating, therefore, a higher low. So I do urge some caution, even though we took some incredible trades in the Tribal Trades Discord and we're in some trades at the moment. This is where you got to set your stop losses in case we see a drop, because remember, when Bitcoin dominance is down, altcoins are going up. If it turns around, that's great. So what happened here was, again, the Tribal Trades indicator gave you a perfect entry again on Monday, the 4th of August, to get back into altcoins. And then if we see some kind of green dot or green arrow reversal here in Bitcoin dominance, it'll be time to get out, especially if we cannot break below it. Right now, we're testing it right off this moment. And obviously, if we break through, that could be, if you're in altcoins or you want to get in altcoins, that could be an opportunity to jump into the altcoin trades. And speaking of altcoin trades, we had some fantastic trades in the Tribal Trades Discord. We went 5 for 5 there. We had the Ethereum trade at 3,800. That absolutely crushed that trade. The Solana trade with an entry of 171. That's absolutely crushing. The Sui entry at $3.62 and the Tau entry there at 353. That was the last time I checked. It was in the 370s. These trade, and of course we did in the live session yesterday. We took a Pengu trade, and that also went up and made some good profits for people as well there. So you can see absolutely incredible money printing in the Tribal Trades Discord there. And of course, the Discord current, and of course, the Tribal Trades indicator comes as part of the Discord. It is a paid indicator. You don't get it for free. You can't find it on TradingView. You have to get a special invitation that only comes with membership to the Tribal Trades Discord. It's not an additional fee. It comes as part of your membership there. But that's how you get the Tribal Trades indicator. And of course, I give setups each day in the crypto plays, the stocks plays as well. 3 plays that are already flying there as well. And so there were some great trades there in the Tribal Trades Discord. Of course, it is an exclusive community. It is not open. It is closed. So how do you join the Tribal Trades family? Very simply, you get on the wait list. There is a link below in the description of this video, and you might need to click the more button to see it. It's a top link there, and then you can get on the Tribal Trades wait list. And what happens is, when we do open up the Discord, because we do open it up a few times a year periodically, those that are on the wait list will get first access, and we only take so many people. And so you get first access. We will be opening up again this year. And also, if there are people who from time to time are not able to renew their subscription, I do move people off the wait list early, okay? And so you can get off the wait list into the Tribal Trades Discord early. And we've already had a few people where we've been able to move them in the Discord from the wait list this week. And I know there are many of you on the wait list. You keep asking me when you're going to get an opportunity. Just stay patient. But like I said, the sooner you get on the wait list, the sooner you can get access to the Tribal Trades Discord there. And we have the live sessions. We do 2 to 3, sometimes 4 live sessions a week. And we have the Life Changing Gains trading course, the university that I have developed here to teach you the A to Z of tradings, as well as all the incredible community that you get to interact with in the stocks chat, the leverage lounge, the crypto chat, and the options trading chat. And we even have a wonderful, I don't mention this, but the chill and chat. I love this place. This is where you can just hang out and talk about non-crypto, non-stocks, meet people, chat to them, and just enjoy some great conversation with like-minded people there. Okay, well, that's all we have time for today. And of course, as always, until the next episode, or until I see you in the Discord, happy trading.